for a young couple that has just started life, one of the biggest challenges you might face might be financial. And sometimes people want to hide their heads under the sand concerning this matter, but it's actually there. And it puts a lot of strain on the relationship, so to speak. And if you have not gotten to a point whereby you can see the bigger picture and still work on the small picture, you might actually be in a place of a relationship threatening kind of problem, you know. So I did think we experienced that a bit, not too much, but it was one of the challenges we experienced. But by God's grace, by the support we had, and by the relationship we had with God, we were able to maneuver through it. And I can say that we are in a way better place than we were in, and that God has been faithful all through. I think something that I didn't tell you is that this marriage was a faith project, so to speak. Obviously, we are born again. Yes. By now, you know, and we are in a church setup and all that. So for us, getting married was not really a decision of, you know, we can do it, let's get married, you know. It was basically a faith project, so to speak. And I remember by the time I wanted to get married, I had nada. You know, I had
zero,
man. I didn't have nothing. I didn't even have a job. And my job had ended that season. I remember I didn't even have a place to stay. I was living in somebody else's house in an SQ. And then here I was saying I want to get married, you know. So it was really a faith project, if I would put it that way. It was actually a faith project, and it took a lot of prayer, a lot of, you know, trusting God and having faith. But imagine the testimonies we got were serious. The testimonies for that season were,
amazing.
To date, we have never forgotten them. You know, it was just an amazing thing to see God come through in such a way for young people that want to do it right, you know, without having to, you know, jichanganya with a lot of stuff and all that. And it was amazing. It was amazing. What would be one of the challenges you experienced, maybe?
For me, okay, I'll start with dating. 3 months after we started dating, I wanted to break up with him, and it had it had nothing to do. It had everything to do with, I felt like because he's a choleric, he's a take charge kind of person. So I felt like apana, wezi konani. I felt like he was like sort of bullying me. Have you ever felt bullied in a relationship? I was like, I can't stand this bullying, by the way. It's not a must. 3 months down the line, and I actually wanted to break up with him secretly. You know, the way you, like, Joseph wanted to break up with Mary secretly until the angel revealed in the dream. So I had really planned to break up with him, and I wanted to do it secretly without anybody knowing. Yeah, even him, he would have found out later.
Sooner or later I would have found out.
Yeah, you see. But at the end of the day, somehow what had helped me was listening to sound counsel, you know. Somebody sat me down and told me, by the way, all men have issues, you know. Nobody is perfect. Nobody will ever be 100% perfect. And he told me, if 80% is okay, 20% is grace. And so this person asked me, so has he ever beaten you? No. Has he ever slapped you? No. Is he abusive? No. So if 80% is okay, 20% you can work on it. You can pray about it and work on it until, you know. So yeah, that is basically why at some point I felt like, hey, this guy, you're bullying me, ni, talk to me. But
interestingly enough, I think that aspect was also one of the things I really liked about her. Yeah. That I could actually, I normally tell her, I married you primarily because you are teachable. You know, like I could sit you down and, you know, tell you something and discuss something with you, and you actually see my point of view.
The thing that I felt like, and I'm still working on it. I'm not 100%. You see, my husband is a perfectionist. Me, I am not. I'm not a perfectionist. You know, it's interesting. In our marriage, he does not leave socks. behind.
the
But
floor.
I am the person. I can enter the bedroom where I have removed my top and leave it there. As in, that's, you know, I don't. It's. I'm not a perfectionist, basically, and it's something I've had to work on, and I'm still working on it. Being a neat person, you know, I felt like, hey, because he would come and be like, how can this house be looking like this? How can you put that thing? That thing was not supposed to be there. You know, you can't be. And I'm like, hey, hii ni pressure gani nimechingiza? I was like, you know what? I think I need to adjust myself, you know?
Yeah.
Let's work on my tidiness. I was like, I need to be really tidy. I need to be, you know, because I'm all over the place sometimes. And so I learned now I have to, because of him, I learned how to do things his way, you know. Sometimes hata kupiga nguo pasi, you know, nilikuwa nimezoea, oh,
Unaweka shati yangu
you
line
know,
mbili.
shati lazima iwekwe hivi, ifanywe hivi, na alafu so it's something I had to learn, and I'm still working on it, by the way.
And you see, the most beautiful thing
I'm not
about
going
it
there.
is that you, when it comes to somebody changing and the aspect of changing in marriage, you have to also be in a place whereby you can compromise.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because even how she is right now, which is way better, and I commend her for that, it did not take a day. You know, they say Rome was not built in a day.
Yeah.
It takes time to change, you know. I think something that the current generation likes, you know, we are called the microwave generation because we like things instant. All sorts of businesses, the model they approach the young generation with is instant gratification of whatever it is they are selling. And I found that it doesn't work in marriage. You have to be somebody that can compromise and be able to tolerate and be able to be patient with somebody as they morph into somebody better.